Senator, we got a lot to dive into with you. Appreciate you joining us. Let me just start here right off the top. How is the budget and border bill process going? How does the timeline look to you? How would you assess it at this point?
I'm worried. I'm very worried that they're wanting to add $5 trillion to the debt ceiling. All the good news we've heard about Elon Musk, about cutting contracts and cutting foreign aid, all that has been so energizing to our base, to conservatives like me. We jump for joy, we cheer. And then they say, well, but the bill's going to increase the debt ceiling by $5 trillion. We say, well, how is that possible? We thought we were cutting spending. Why would we increase it more than $2 trillion a year for the next 2.5 years? And there's not a good explanation. And so I've told them I won't vote for any bill that adds $5 trillion to the deficit. That's not fiscally conservative. Now, I'll vote for the tax cuts. I voted for them in 2017. I'll vote to make the tax cuts permanent. I'll vote for spending cuts. But I didn't vote for the spending, and I'm damn sure not voting for adding $5 trillion to the national debt. I just think that's outrageous, and people are going to wake up. People who listen to your show are going to wake up in a couple of months from now and say, my gosh, I thought we voted for something conservative. I thought DOGE was cutting all this spending, and yet they're still going to add $2 trillion to the debt this year. Something's not right.
You know, Senator Paul, appreciate you being with us. We've played for the audience some sound bites from years past when people like Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, and other very high-profile Democrats talked about stopping fraud, waste, and abuse in government spending, reining in unnecessary spending. So we know that they've said stuff like that, but to where we are right now, it seems like everything that DOGE tries to do in terms of recommendations to the president, and then everything that Trump tries to do to rein in that spending, Democrats oppose. Are there any Democrats in the Senate who do want to cut spending? In all honesty, is there anyone who actually wants to see that number go down for anything other than the military?
Zero, nada. No Democrat in the entire body of Congress will vote to cut even a dollar. So I had an amendment last week that would have cut about $16 billion out of foreign aid. Foreign aid is about $40 billion. I would have cut $16 billion, so a little less than half. And this was to represent what DOGE was doing, what Elon Musk had proposed, what really Secretary Rubio's already said he's canceling these contracts. I would just put it into law. Zero Democrats voted for that. But even worse, about half the Republicans voted against me as well. I got a little over half of the Republicans with me, about half the Republicans against me. And the reason I put it forward was to show that even low-hanging fruit, even $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala, $300,000 for food justice for queer and trans farmers, crazy stuff like that, you can't even get all of the Republicans on board, but you get zero Democrats. So we still have a problem, and I'm the lonely voice crying out on this because people are going to be disappointed and they're going to be upset and they're going to be saying, what happened? What happened to the Republicans when the end of the year rolls around and there's still a $2 trillion deficit this year and the Republicans are anticipating another $2 trillion the next year? That it just shows that there is not a true seriousness even on the Republican side.